This is VOA News. I'm David Byrd. World Health Organization Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus is urging people throughout the world to stop stockpiling masks and other protective gear because healthcare workers who are fighting the coronavirus need it. Speaking in Geneva, Tedros said that there was limited access to supplies such as gloves, medical masks, respirators, goggles, face shields, gowns, and aprons.
But we're concerned that countries' abilities to respond are being compromised by the severe and increasing disruption to the global supply of personal protective equipment caused by rising demand, hoarding, and misuse.
Tedros also said that COVID-19 causes more severe cases than the seasonal flu and that containment of the coronavirus is possible, unlike the seasonal flu. As the virus continues to spread globally, there is growing optimism in China, where the number of new infections dropped to the lowest level in several weeks and thousands of recovered patients began to be released from hospitals. The coronavirus is fast affecting a growing number of Europeans. AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma reports.
Tens of thousands of students in virus cluster zones are home from school in France, with a smaller number in Germany and Poland facing quarantines or days without class. France's education minister has told LCI television in France it's probable more schools could close and confirmed he had ordered a freeze on all school trips. As the new coronavirus takes hold in Europe, the continent is facing the same complications seen in Asia weeks ago, including a cruise ship with hundreds of passengers now trapped in Norway. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
For more, visit voanews.com. This is VOA News. The U.S. Special Representative for the region said that the United States is willing to give NATO ally Turkey ammunition alongside humanitarian assistance in northwestern Syria. As Lucy Fielder reports, that's where Ankara is in a deepening standoff with Russia.
U.S. Special Representative to the region James Jeffrey, visiting the no-man's land between Turkey and Syria, said Washington would ensure U.S.-made equipment is on hand for Ankara.
Turkey has asked for help from NATO. They've asked for help from us. First of all, humanitarian help that Ambassador Kraft talked about. Secondly, as NATO allies, we share information. Turkey is a major purchaser of American weapon systems. As the President said recently, we'll provide supplies and other things to Turkey. We're also looking at other requests that Turkey has made either to us or to NATO as this conflict goes on.
Turkey shot down a Syrian government warplane on Tuesday, the third since Sunday, while Russian military police are helping Syrian troops hold on to the strategic crossroads town of Sarakib, which controls access to Idlib city and Aleppo.
That's Lucy Fielder of Reuters. It's Super Tuesday in the United States, with voters in 14 states and one U.S. territory going to the polls to pick a Democratic nominee for president. AP's Julie Walker reports.
Joe Biden got a boost yesterday when former rivals Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar endorsed him after dropping out.
The Democrats want a nominee to beat Donald Trump, keep Nancy Pelosi Speaker of the House, making sure we take back the United States Senate.
Sanders says there's an effort to stop him and that the establishment is getting nervous.
At the last 75 national polls,
he says,
we beat Trump in 70 out of those 75.
Elizabeth Warren is on the ballot, and for the first time, Mike Bloomberg. More than a third of the delegates needed to win the nomination are up for grabs on Super Tuesday. I'm Julie Walker.
At least 22 people are dead after tornadoes slammed into Tennessee overnight. AP's Rita Foley reports.
The twisters killed people, shredded buildings, snapped power lines, and knocked down trees. Meteorologist Mark Rose lives in Nashville.
I got woken up in the middle of the night by the storm, and my wife and my dog and I had to hide.
Nashville's mayor calls it a reminder of how fragile life is. Governor Bill Lee is asking the public,
pray for the families across our state that are facing tragedy right now.
The tornadoes spun off of a line of storms that stretched from Alabama into Pennsylvania. I'm Rita Foley.
The U.S. Federal Reserve cut its benchmark interest rate by 0.5 percentage point Tuesday in an effort to minimize the damage the coronavirus is causing in the global economy. But all three major indices on Wall Street were down by nearly 3%. I'm David Byrd, VOA News.